Okay, and before I start, we'll take a little statement, our brother, right? Ifato Michel, that is how he is known by our group, because he has been initiated into the Orisha tradition, and that part of the tradition is what we call the Engungun, right? This is a special branch within the tradition. Engungun means the ancestors. Those who pay attention to the ancestors, like burial, naming ceremonies, when a child is born, anything like Thanksgiving and things, the Engungun aspects of the tradition plays that role. Very important. So when you hear the word Engungun, it really means ancestors. Engungun plus ancestors, right? That's what it really means. Right? So we're here to play the role, to do the burial for those members who have passed, right? To do the rituals for that, right? So our brother, he was one of our members of the Engungun. The name of the group, that Engungun Egbe, we just call it. Egbe means group in Yoruba language, right? So the name of the Egbe is Ulukun Sanyana Wekoishi, right? It's a Yoruba word of the members of the Engungun, which organization, in that sense, right? So we here to play that role to make sure that it's buried properly, right? In our tradition, African tradition. Because we know most of us here are maybe Christian, Islam, and so on, right? Not accustomed with the tradition, right? But those of us who have get that consciousness, right? We stick to it because we know it belongs to our people, right? The Engungun and Orisha, and we have a governing body of our life. We call it Ifa. Ifa is the governing body of the Orishas and the ancestors and all that, right? That is in Nigeria. Nigeria is the hometown of that. The Yoruba people in Nigeria, they who is the one who carry out Ifa, when you hear Ifa. But all over Africa have its own natural tradition. Right? There's differences here, but the principle is the same. Because we pay attention to naturalness, the creator, everything that the creator created, we pay respect to that. The sun, the moon, the earth, the trees, the animals, all these things, African people pay respect to these things. All of these things have energies and power that assist us in life as African tradition. But we always remember that we have been colonized. We have been enslaved, right? And taken away from our tradition. So most of us in have no clue about how we tradition is really all about. What we have given us, what the slave master has given us is his business. And make us believe that his business is totality, is the best thing out, right? And what you get to know is when he steals from us our idea and create it. So religion is really a created organization. It's not original. African people are spiritual people. They're close to the creator. That's spirit. We have that spiritual connection. But they cannot take away the majority from us of slavery and colonization. Right? When they carry any slavery, at that time your parents couldn't talk the language, you can't practice nothing, they'll kill you, they'll abuse you. So the new children are coming up now, they ain't going to know nothing about what the parents do because they wiped out that. Then they give you education to make us believe what they want us to believe, and that's how we go. But in the 70s, when we was young coming up, we now getting information about African spirituality, African history. And when in night time, when we get that was it. We didn't want to hear nothing about Western man, Christianity, and all anything what the white man do. We put that aside. But only a few of us get it. But what happened in the 70s, the system what we living underneath is not our system. Most of you should know that. We are colonized by the British people control the Caribbean Muslim, Trinidad. So they give you what they have, and make we believe what they have is the totality, right? So what happened here that we now come out and accepted the own tradition and we start to study. Books and things start to flow at that time. Medication start to flow. African knowledge start to flow in the 70s. We young people are grabbing it and all the block reading, and we get to know it, right? When we get to know it, we transform. But the system may want that to happen because we must stay colonized all the time. So what they did in that period, they remove all them history books and things from the libraries and things, right? So the youth who coming up after, they didn't get that knowledge. It's when you get knowledge and the only children will do that as parents, children from our school to get the information. So like my children, and they will know a lot about the African history and things, but If your parents and then they follow the 19th century period and that upliftment, right? The children coming after that, they know. Then you have the churches there making sure that you don't know. And then they tell me our thing is evil, no good, don't study that, that is badness. That's what they tell African people. We think ain't good at all. So a lot of us hate ourselves because of how they educate us. Right? But they're never too old to learn. Never too late to find out the truth. Because the truth will set us free. So today you're getting a little history on that aspect of it. So you really leave here going back and saying, I don't like African thing, man, let's do everything. Although, I mean, yeah, because that always showed it to me. First of all, no, that was very waiting and for the intelligent people and never make winning. Right? But always respect it, whether you know it or not, give it respect. Right now Africa is changing around and we must focus on there because things is changing in Africa rapidly. So the youth to come up now is different. They get in the knowledge now because the computer bring it. Or the internet bringing out the truth now. So who focusing on getting this? Right? And the youth is always on the computer and thing, so they go get it. So the time to come, they will be not like we. They will be advanced. They ain't going to take the shit what we take. You know? Right? Another. So this is welcome. So about so you kind of stand up and think when I'm about to make the right? You can stand up. I'm about to start, right? You always answer to me, because this is Umi Tutu. Una Tutu. Una Tutu. Tutu en gungun mi ati amio. Tutu en gungun ati awu. Olodumare, Eleda, Alashi. Awo mo represent all ati. Who anti ti amon shawa ponti en gungun wa, who anti ori esi, who anti awawa, who anti ti orobo go, anti tuluwa. Olodumare, baba wa, who ani ashiri. Basket on by the fire, divine of the moon was the one that bring home. And the moon was coming from heaven. Basket on by the fire, divine of who was the one that for the moon was coming from heaven. Where we see the enemy, they didn't say, you should say that you should go there. You should say that sacrifice to also then go on to work together. But then go on for sacrifice, you're feeling able to make a piece of the work. That's both that. Anyone in situation like this should come to you. Then go to all the money and go and buy clothes. Go said, there's mine. And go said, mine and yours, you did something to buy clothes, so they are poor. Go said, all you and go and all you said. Which you want, your first child is all the children, which is the way to be put. They want you to be put before they go to any other thing. Ashe. So we have a president. Kosi Kuiku Ojumi. Kosi Anu. Kosi Ina. Kosi Ewo. Kosi Ofu. Kosi Akuba. Ayukuba Bawa. Never let me die in sudden death. Don't let sickness take us. Don't let passion fascinate us. Do not let obstacles get in our way. Do not let experiences losses. Do not let us experience losses. Do not let sudden changes. Yeah. And may you all have immortality. Ashe. At this point, sit down. At this point in time, we will pay some respect for the ancestors, right? And this is where we will be calling out the name of the brother who passed, and his ancestors, right? His mother, his grandmother, those who passed, right? The ancestors are those who passed, right? If his mother alive, you don't call him mother. If his father is alive, you don't call him father. But you have grandmother, grandfather, auntie, and everything. We try to remember as much names as possible of his ancestors, and we call them so that they in his spiritual realms will come to assist him to take him to the heavenly realm. Right? So that was the role of the ancestors. Because our ancestors don't die. Or they could die all the time. They could die, although they don't die. The only how they could die is if we don't call their names. Simple as that. If we don't call our ancestors' name, they don't bother with us much. And it's supposed to be able to part with us, like the spiritual aspect of us. Since we know much of our spirituality, that's lost in us. So when you want things to take good in the family, problem in the family and things, first person you just call on before you say God and Jesus and all of that, is your grandma and papa. What is happening to my children here? I can't get them. And you start to call in name to help. And they come in dreams and brings information. If it's medicine from a leaf, they will tell them, you just use that in the dream. So you get the message now to take care of the family. See how important that is? And they have moved that away from us. So what you get into now is, you, when you go back home now, and if you didn't forget calling your family name, you could start to do it. Right? So this ritual here, what we're doing here is going to call the ancestors to come to take him in this transformation period here, to take him to heaven. And before we start that, right, in your own little prayers, I would ask you all to say all your own prayers secretly. Call the ancestors name right from your own family. Secretly. Right? So this is the period of time to do that now. And then you finish that, then I'm going to call his ancestors. Right? And then we will take it to the next level. So at this point in time, we will start that procedure. And call the ancestors now. Secretly. And I will call mine. I would call mine now if I want, right? I call on those ancestors of my maternal side. Everybody goes to the side. All of the ancestors from my family side, which I cannot remember, I show it to you. Yeah, to call all those. You come to that kind of. Our brother? Right? I have a list here from his family. Yeah. He was. I might not be ready this day. No? Anyway, let's sing our ancestors' song. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Oh. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki. Araru kiki. Araru kiki. behalf of our ancestors, those that sit on the feet of Olodumare, we receive the body of our brother Ifa and the other English name that you know, William Mackenzie, for them by that name too, that's the family know him by. And then he have an Islamic name, what you call it? Musa. Musa, right? So we know him by those three names, right? We know him by Ifa from Fatamashi, and family William Mackenzie and Mushi. So that is how we know. Our brother lived to attend the life of Iwa Pwele. We attend to live the life of Iwa Pwele. Iwa Pwele means noble and gentle character. That's how we African people used to live long ago when we was following close to our tradition. We didn't go among ourselves in our village, we were one family, right? Called that Iwa Pwele. That was taken away from us by the Eurocentric culture. Right? Not everybody, I myself, I and I, right? Iwa Pwele means this noble and gentle character that we always wish to do the best for ourselves and the best for our neighbors and the best for our family. That is our code of conduct, right? Traditional African people who live in the community way down inside the countryside, that is what they practice. Iwa Pwele, that is an Ifa tradition. Noble and gentle character. So what we say in here is that our brother was living that way. Our brother, right, lived to attend the life of Iwa Pwele. He tried to complete his destiny on this realm with the blessings of Olodumare and the ancestors. Ashe? Ashe. His work is done. Let us therefore ask his ancestors who sit at the foot of Olodumare to welcome his own with open arms and raise him to that elevated state of perfection, so that we too may be elevated. Ashe. Let us welcome our brother in the name of Olodumare, right, who are in our midst. Ashe. We pray that the ancestors in our midst give us the blessings and direction as we conduct this celebration of life today. Ashe. Olodumare, our mother, our father, the sustainer of the universe, you who recreated mankind with a system of Ifa to guide mankind, to give praises and thanks to this day, to give praises for the brother that you have sent to us this allotted time. Ashe. We have come to know him, we have come to love him, we have come to learn from him, now we have come to celebrate him. Ashe. Ashe. We pray for his offspring, that they may be consoled in this period of mourning. We hope that they never lose sight of the facts, of the strength and courage of him, right? And what he has contributed as well. Let the good deeds of this brother be kept alive and serve us as well towards developing our own Iwa Pwele. Ashe. Ashe. So I was looking for the people now for our brother, name, family name, and somehow or the other I didn't see it. But it's our family here, right? Of the brother. Probably like they want you all whose family to call the names of the family, right? That's why I just given the people and I know. So it looked like the family had to say that for themselves, right? So here's his mother and father have passed. Yes. So we're talking about, we could call his grandmother first. You know anybody remember his grandmother name?
Gladys.
Gladys?
And Rhoda.
Gladys and you will see? Ashe.
Ashe.
What the father name? Grandfather?
Lucius.
Ashe. Ashe. And whatever you remember, anybody else here might know the family, so they could call it?
Mark.
Mark. Mark. Mark. Ashe. What else? sorry, Mama, because you gave me people, and I know you have to take a time to get their names, but I not see. Very exciting. Yes, so all those ancestors of our brother, both from his mother's side and his father's side, names that we cannot remember, but they will remember because they are seen and hearing what's taking place here on his behalf, and they're all around in the spiritual realms, right? Watching over him because they are there to take him to that ancestor's world. The ancestor has come to take us when we pass, right? To the realms where they exist, right? And in the heavenly abode, that is, the elevated ones. The elevated ones will go to heaven, and the others are them, they will roam the place and create havoc and things among our own family and things. When you see trouble going on, some of them who really doing it right, right? And the spirit staying around and hamburging. So we call all the elevated ancestors from his lineage, from his family lineage, to take care of the rest of the family who's here, that we do things right, and that we'll take care of him, who now joining with them, so they'll make sure that he goes to heaven. We know when we arrive at this plane, we come from Urun. We know when we arrive on this plane, we came from a place called Urun. Urun is heavenly abode. So we came from the Urun. Right? We also know that we are only here for an allotted time. Right? We also know that we didn't come here to live forever in this human life. We come for a allotted time. That's why we must try to always live the right way and to enjoy life, because it's a allotted time, right? No, it's it. We know we are here at all times to make this place better. So we really should make our life better, our family life better. That's what we come here to do, right? This is African tradition, you're hearing it. You can start to practice it from now on, right? And we also know we come here to fulfill our own destiny. Our own destiny is what you're entitled to do when you come here. Everybody have a skill and have an art and have a thing. Every individual person. And you want to know that for yourself. According to how the things push you, you move to your own destiny, so you live the way that you really wanted to live. And you're living and practicing things that is not attached to you. Because whenever you're doing things that is not attached to you, you catch your ass to do it. Right? It's humble, you're doing it right and all. But if you fall in your own alignment, everything goes smooth. Right? So you just pray for those things to happen that way. But you have to listen and understand. Sometimes your parents will be telling you, God, don't do this, don't do it this way, And sometimes you dreams, your ancestors come in your dream and show you, I was actually, I was doing this for the world, that was my cause before, right? And you hear what you say, and you probably wanted to follow the same thing that you were doing. And if some of us was able to follow our ancestors, nobody could stop you with the art and the craft and whatever skill that we have. Because we get it direct from the ancestors. These are things that they take away from us. But we're hearing it today and you can still practice it. Because the dream could come to you, and when it comes, you know how to use it at this point in time. Okay? So you're never too late to learn. Right? So this is what we're talking about. It's kind of like a whole educational program in this spirit, this all things. That's how we African people do things in a certain way. No, we have many other ways we African do. But we didn't born on the continent. We didn't have the thing cock as how it is in Ile-Ife. In Ile-Ife, then Babalaos, and then you don't have to read books to know things. It comes from the head. Then no stories thousands of years old. So when you see the following the children, there's no book. I didn't have to write down no book. Right? That's how we are as African people, but that's how we move from us because of civilian colonization. So these Babalaos we call Babalaos. The priests, our priests. Either a young Babalao or Ao. Right? They just call it Ao in the shop. The Babalaos, when you come a priest, like what we do in Canada, ceremony ritual, right? We just kindergarten, right? Because on the continent, so these Babalaos, when you go there, the African thing and the actual are reading. First thing you do when you go to a well Babalao or 2 months on the continent, you want to read it. What is this reading all about? Your whole life. You put it sit down there and you do these things together. And you go tell it from the day you're born, right? All that you should do and what you should do and what against you and all these things. And then he will tell you what spirit really is you. Everybody have their own spirit. We call them Orishas, right? Everybody have an Orisha that's guiding them, right? And the Babalaos bring all that information to us. So when you tell them, you are Shango man. You are Shango man? Who wants a Shango? Shango is the energy of God. You see that thunder and lightning cut out? That is the power of Shango. You want to stick out of Shango to do leadership. Kings and queens and them queens and people, captains and all them things. Who leads? This is Shango energy. That is the energy that controls people. So most of us who have this kind of energy don't know there's a spirit that really works with us. And if we know that spirit, it makes us much more powerful than naturally if we didn't know. right? So these things important. So we have all these orishas and then there's an energy that goes with them, and once you know the energy that goes with you, your life becomes much more easier and more simple and more powerful and more useful in the face of you. So Shango is electricity, fire, power. But when Shango crack, no! What does happen? You shake. That's the power of Shango. Some Shango, when you hear them talking and you open your mouth, you can fight too because it has that power, right? And all of us have these things, but we don't know aware of it. We know how to use it, right? But it is to work for our benefit. So that is the Orisha we talk now. Then you have Shango, you have a one called Ogun. Ogun is another powerhouse. Ogun is warrior. Then is the one who take care of the family, the fighter, the one who come and protect the family. Where is it? They're ready to fight. That's Ogun is a warrior. Fire too, the power of fire, right? Metal, the one who does blacksmith and things, who does melt iron and make iron equipment, that is the Ogun spirit. So if you're the Ogun person, you would like that kind of work is fit for you. Blacksmith, welder, them kind of thing. And if you're the Ogun child and you only water, playing with water, it means that you're going against yourself, you'll catch your ass. To really go through your life, right? Because you're not following your own spirit, because you don't know. You didn't tell me that, you don't want me to know who you are. When you know who you are, you become more powerful, you become more strong. And this is what the Orisha is all about. The energy that controls you. You get to know that. So we have Oya. Who's Oya? Oya is the wind. And also Oya is the spirit of transformation. Oya is responsible for those ancestors who go know you. You want to transform them. Oya is responsible for all the dead bodies, all them dead spirits, and them who go to them. Oya is that spirit. Oya is that feminine energy, but she's a warrior spirit as well. She walks along Shango. So that comes like a Shango wife, because Shango and those other spirits have kind of family in it too, right? So Oya does always work with Shango, right? So we have all these orishas and then that we all have within us, but we don't do, right? But you're hearing something, for those who didn't hear before, at least you're getting a little clue about what the orishas is all about, and that we need to go back home and start to say them thing, double thing and everything, right? We have to stop saying that because that is our business, and the white people in us believe that is not good. So from today on, you have to start to respect it, whether you know it or not, but still when you hear it, respect it. That alone will help the ancestors and them to, because when the ancestors going around, it was Christian and Muslim and things, them are that again. Them going straight to the ancestors where the culture is, right? And they'll come to me and bring mention, so they see how it is, right? So this is what we're talking about. So we continue giving some prayers, right? So it's lessons and prayers at the same time, as you see. Oloruma, the Creator, the Orisha and the ancestors, right? Whose shoulder that we stand on, and who guide us on our earthly healing and spiritual enlightenment and elevation. We give thanks. We give thanks to ourselves, to our brother, and we receive him into light in the domain of the ancestors. May he continue to work in restoration and upliftment with the energy of the people. Waleng ungum walewa, waleng ungum walewa, walewa egum walewa, walewa, walewa engum gum walewa, walewa egum gum walewa, walewa egum walewa, walewa egum gum walewa, walewa egum gum walewa, At this point in time, I would like to call one of the family, right, to come forward and talk about our brother. How they doing, how he used to live, what habits he had, Okay, to talk about him playing and you can do that, Mama? How about this? Somebody has to come and say something about it. Somebody in the family. And then they call for one of the team schoolmates here. He will come after and talk about him when he was going to school, what kind of a person he was, and things of that nature. And we all here who know him in this time, we talk about him too. So, come on. Because we have no mic and things, so we have to talk. But here, shows up, so we play anything. So, you watch your brother first and again? I think I'm going to carry him and make sure that there's a man there and not somebody else. Yeah, get stand up in front there.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Kimberly, the niece of Musa Christopher, however you know him by Ifa Tumishe. I like to say morning here to Baba Vandele, family and friends. Well, how I know my uncle, hardworking. He will always, well for me, he will always instill good things. One thing I could remember him saying recently, just a while ago, and I know I will live by that from today. He said, I was a bit down. We always used to speak on a regular, because he was like my daddy also. He say, you know what? Come out of the house, go out there, be happy, have fun, live your life. I say, what do you mean by that, uncle? He say, well, you're sticking up home and you're getting depressed. I say, okay, sometime he'll call me. Say, I'm in town, I'm on the promenade, come down, and we will just meet right there. Sometime we'll go to lunch, right? He was always respectful. That's one thing I could see, he was always respectful, right? He will always tell me, what you read today, you read anything, he will send things to me to read. I used to beg him, don't read in the dark, uncle. You already read 2 books for the day. He said, go and read something. And I would say, listen, I need my glasses, you know. He said, go and read still. I remember some years ago, back in the days, I used to like to play Trubie. On the road, I came home by Auntie's house. From head to toe, I was in mud. At least I make it home in the gallery. And I throw myself right here. And he passed like 10 times, and every time he passed, he says, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. But I could move. When I did get up now, we had a little chat about the lime and the Trubie and how I enjoy it, right? But this is to say, I knew my uncle always wanting to do better, always wanting to help somebody. He always wanted to help somebody. He might even know you and he wants to help you, right? And I want us today, how to say, I will miss him. This year is a shell, but I know in my heart, he is here with me and he is here with all of us, right? And last night when I realized, well, the days it was a while, it took a while before we did this. And I wanted the night to pass so quick, right? Because being here today, it gave me strength to come forward to even talk to you all. Because this morning, when I sat down on the bed and I prayed, I said, listen, he used to tell me too, he said, there's not no weakling, you know. And I remember that this morning, so I said, listen, pull yourself together and, you know, do what he will want you to do. So I get myself together real quick and I came here and I know this person here, Baba, he would have, yes, he would have want him to be part of this. Because a year and a half ago, I asked him a question concerning IFA, and he said, you know who to go to? Go to Bandy there, and he will clear up anything you want to know about IFA. Sure. So this is what I did, and this is how Baba is here carrying on his ceremony. So I would just like to say thanks to everyone for coming. Don't have a heavy heart, because he was not that kind of man, right? He was always full of life, right? When you see the smile on his face, it's because he happy. He was always happy and outgoing. So I would like to say thanks to everyone for coming, and just whatever, wherever background you come from, just hold on to what you believe in and do what is right.
Thank you. Now we call forward of this debate. Baba, what's your name again? Brian. Mr. Brian, you come forward and talk about how we to school, how we carry on. You know the places that we have prosperity. We have black African people.
Morning, everybody. Morning. Brian. Glenn. I know him as Chris. So I'm not going to try to pretend to know his other name.
Right.
Okay. And I will start by saying, we went to QRC together. Plenty smart people went to QRC. But Chris is one of the smartest people that I ever met. He was always reading and not comic books. Right? That is the person that I grew up with and knew. He had more influence on me very quietly. Not because my brothers, I have 5 brothers, four other brothers, not because they were neglecting me, they were just doing their own thing. And that's the difference between having family and people who become your family as you grow up in this world. We call them friends most of the time. We could have some not so helpful friends, but Chris was not just only a helpful friend, but he's probably one of the smartest people that I ever encountered. Right?
Good morning again. Chris and I became friends at school, and even though for most of the time we weren't in the same year, so we weren't in the same class, because we were in the same year, and our group who entered school the same time into all the first forms, we have remained close over the years. And Chris, like us, remained a part of us, remained strong with us. Chris was always a very outspoken guy. He was never afraid to speak out, right? He had an inner strength that sometimes was really admired. We had no choice but to admire it because of the things that would come out of this guy. The thing about it is, for a lot of the time, he probably didn't do as well as he would have liked to. But because of the support and the camaraderie and the friendship that we guys had, we all remained close. And, every one of us has been able to survive and support and so on. So he's come through all of that. He's come through strong. I know that he is going to the right place. And he will always be remembered. One of the things that I recall recently, one of our guys was saying was that Chris at times portrayed this on the outside, right? this mask of bravado, right? But on the inside, I mean, those who really got to know this guy, you know, he was so peaceful, so calm, so you know, I mean, we all loved that part of this guy. We all loved this part of him that he had on the inside, that inner heart. And this is what I would remember most, you know. For a while, for a few years, I remember me and Chris became really close because he was going through some stuff with health issues. He had a bad back and so on. So we got really fairly close at that time. And during that time, I really got to know Chris, and even more, I got to understand the compassion, the level of compassion this guy had for people, you know. And to me, that is where the true value of human life lies. So this is a guy who I have been proud about. I have loved him, and by extension, I know the other brothers have loved him, and we will always remember him as he lives on, because I sincerely believe he will live on. So we give God our Father thanks on this day for him, and we will always treasure Chris and have him close to us.
One final point. Most of us left Queen's Royal College in 1975, some a little bit later, some of us. And 75 and 25, and we're almost so, as a year group, it's almost 50 years that we continue to be together, not every day, not every moment, but Chris was a large part of that, of the intelligence that he had, the spirit that he carried with him, and the sense of we will always stick together, take care of one another, if even we're not in the same room, or even in the same country, or even on the same planet. Right? No matter what, there is that bond that we need to continue. He's just in another place, in a doorway away. Right? And we may be disappointed that he's not physically here, but we know that he is looking down on us in whatever spiritual way that might be. And we all have to go to that other place sometime, if that is what we do.
As Brother have said, we told those who was here before, we have taken a look. We get one of our spiritual elders. He had already from the continent who does work with us. When we have bread problem and we can't solve it here, we have Babalawos and Rochelle already on the continent we would call and certain problems we have. The idea decided was to find out about Chris, tell us about Chris, what really caused his death, because he's still young. How he could run so quick, And when he told us that he was ready to go home. He himself was ready to go home. Nobody do any kind of spiritual negativity to make him go before time, right? So his journey was his decision. So we consider that as a blessing for him, right? And what happens in that position? Well, you open your doors to go straight to heaven. Because there's a gateway, right, between heaven and earth. And spirits, it's the spirits that do well, they go to the heavenly realm, right? So this spirituality thing that we're doing here, we fortunately would get a little insight of that heavenly abode when you could ask our great teachers again, what about this species? Like my elder before, because we had an elder who passed out about 5 years ago, Baba Aaron Fulani, he was our Baba, he was in charge of us. He was a sergeant police, and he was a strict man. He didn't used to make joke and thing at all. And he used to stick no rubbish, right? He used to carry out, he was an elder priest up in Santa Cruz, if people know Mother McLeod, he was up in Santa Cruz carrying on that party up there. He was the elder man up there, right? And because of his way of he lived, he didn't have much friends, because sometimes if you do something wrong, you come take your fist and tell, and you don't like it, right? So inside you don't like him too much, because you know how but that's how he was, right? And it's because of that, he didn't have much friends. And he always say that. He went to Africa about 3 times, you know, he had plenty of things. And he always said that. They tell him all day, the Baba and tell him, you ain't have much friends, you know. You ain't have much friends. You know. And because he didn't have much friends, a lot of the enemies and them decided to hustle him out of here. So you see how life will be sometimes? When people don't like you and you have too much people like you, they don't like you with that thing, and they will pray for you to death or get killed or something like that. Right? So he had so much enemies that he went home before time. And he was a strong man. Right? He was no weakling, he was a strong man. And get sick, man, go in the hospital and thing, and the man passed. Okay, we do his funeral, right for him here and thing, you know, the normal way. That big Babala also from Africa, who too was here to do his funeral for him. But although he did all this work for him to make sure that he goes straight to heaven because he was a good man, it didn't happen at that point in time. What was happening after that? Family and friends were seeing him all over the place. He was from St. James. And people come, why just see Baba and Falani just now? I ain't talking about a spirit, you know, he real. You know? And this thing coming all the time, you know, you hearing this thing. You say, God, boy, we have to call someone here. We say, you have to look into that. So we come together and decide to go and call on some ancestors and then the family say, what's going on here with Baba? And we do, they say, well, do this and do that, and we do this and do that, right? For him, that he will be able to get out of here because you're not supposed to be here. When you die and think you're not supposed to hang around with your family, right? There's a place, the ancestors are supposed to come and take you to this place, right? They will guide you to go to Orun or wherever, right? You're supposed to stay here, to stay here, you know. Nothing, it wasn't right. Something went wrong, right? So, although we did the ritual and thing, we say we could do what we know to do, something tell us, you know what? Let me call Africa and find out, let them tell us something about Baba. And when they come and they talk about Baba, they say, no, we have to do more. So we who was here, gather together, they tell us what to do, and we gather it, them all they gather together, and we do our ritual for them, right? And unfortunately, we had a sister among us, a spiritual sister, who had a third eye. You know when people say about third eye? What do you mean? Third eye, some people born with that. They've seen and most of the spirits talking at you, talking, they go like that, right? And we had somebody now makes who had this third eye. So while we are doing the ritual, right, and as we come to the ritual, the sister who had the third eye said, the gate open for him. He was right by the gate. When we do our thing here, he was sitting outside the gate, but it wasn't enough. So when we do that final ritual for him, the gate was open, right? And he went into heaven. And he had us to that people could see when he entered into heaven, and they say it was a party. All them family families, they had a big fete for him, so it was joy, right? For Baba and for Lani, right? So that's what I do. So you know how you can have an understanding at that level what goes on in the spiritual realm among our worshipers, right? So this is what we got to see about that. So you know our brother, he was living a life that was not against, he was always trying to help, I think, and because he was educated, right? But he was a Christian first because that was a Christian first. But when he come over as Christian, he said, this thing ain't something to right. So he said, well, them Islam and them something more powerful, right? You know? So he went and joined Islam, right? But when he gets inside Islam, somewhere you will be finding that thing and feeling so right for himself too. And he bumps up our Baba, right? And our Baba bumps up and Baba give him some information. Hey, you need to find out what your own thing, right? And it's from then on he started to study African tradition, history, and get involved and become an initiative, right? But although he was not an easy character anyway, he was not easy, he was careless. He was very careless. Really warrior, a real fighter. That's why he went into Islam, because them Islam people mind and not so easy now, because they say, when they say, you're just a matter, you know what I mean? That they're ready to die for Allah. And if you're doing anything against Islamic Allah, they'll kill you. Because you're going against the position and they don't care about too much and living so much because they're just a matter. Because the others and them in this system will make you behave very well. You just a matter, you nothing. So when I give you, take this bomb and go and kill everybody and kill yourself. It means that I do that easily because that's just a matter. That is Islam belief. That is not our belief. We ain't believe in that. Neither is anything. Okay, we don't have to worry because if it's anything when Jesus will die for you and you will take it to heaven. We don't believe that neither because that's not our belief. Right? All we know is what I'm talking about now. We are spiritual people. We know to connect our spirituality and we have that kind of insight that we can talk about heaven and God. Them will only say, they will go to heaven and think, but none of them will tell you what goes on in heaven. We have spiritual people who tell you what goes on in heaven. I to know how great we are as a people. Right? We are the first people that the Creator put on the face of the earth here. First set of people the Creator put here, we were there before everybody. And everything what everybody else knows, it comes from us. And when they get knowledge, what happens? All of them jealousy. Because we're too bright, too smart, too this, too that, and we still live a nice life. The African people, we didn't have no army and no police to watch one another. We had a culture. What was telling what was right and wrong, and the parents, the elders, and them was the one directing the family, children, right? And that was very, very important in our tradition. Respect to the elders, which we don't have much. Oh, mother and father, some of we calling them and even cussing them and all kind of thing. African tradition, like taboo. Don't do that. Right? When your parents call you bigger than you, somewhere, your mother call you, come here boy, and you that big man. Who is following children? Mama? And you call you that big man and say, Mama, who was following children? That's the respect that we have. For our own, that's how African people used to live in our tradition. But it's now coming back. But you know who will get it now? Them youth and them who come up now. Because why? They're going into this computer thing and they're putting everything inside them. So, and them like it plenty, right? They just stick on to that. So they go to see the old culture. When you see they come across, they go stick on it. And then they go start to practice because a lot of our teachers inside of that now are pushing the information. Right? We lost it because they make sure that we didn't get it. Right? Some of us get it. Who did study and we are saying this box. Not this system, this box. And who didn't have library and who were going to library, they didn't get much. Right? Some of us, the library was our home. I used to live in library. So we have that knowledge of all the great historians. You saw Ben Yakanan, Counselor Williams, right? John Henry Clark. All of them is great teachers also as them tell you a lot of our tradition, you know. Professor Yosef Ben Yakanan was the archaeologist. He went back into Egypt, dig up all them bones and skulls and things, and the history is right here, and he wrote books about. And that's what we get in the 70s. In the 70s, when that knowledge started spread, all of us come black power.
Chancellor Williams?
Yes, Chancellor Williams, great teachers. And they blocked them books from the libraries, from the stores. In the 70s, after the 70s, they make sure that this system we live in here is not ours. It's a European system. And they make sure that you two coming out and get that knowledge. And now what happening? Then you send them, when you go call them, you know, and let's sing a song. Then a lost generation, we lost that. That generation almost lost because they don't have the right information. And what the white man and them doing, and especially America, especially now when youth coming up now, look at what taking place in West Africa or in Nigeria and all that places. It's young people taking over the country. They following that and telling the French and the Americans, get up. You don't want to live no more because all they wasn't doing before you, right? It's youth, right? Who doing that now, right? So we know the youth to come in now, they ain't taking the kind of rubbish that we take, right? So we give praise and thanks, right? Sure. For all those ancestors who struggled, Marcus Garvey, Sierra James, Kwame Ture, you know, we call some of them names because we just call them in the present. Yeah. When we doing this press, I think if we're doing that's our Orisha press, not but very also much. But when we doing Orisha press and thing, we call our whole set of list, all these ancestors, right? To come to guide me, to strengthen me, to continue the struggle, right? So we give praise and thanks for that, right? So we continue to go forward because you know, the boys are finishing here, because when you go to the cemetery, we have an next batch of too, right? Here we go pour we substances and do other things, you know, on the grave. Here, what we're doing here is to see what you're experiencing here. So I have a prayer to say to you all again. Then we will sing some more songs, and then we will take those off here. Take them to the cemetery. Olodumare, the creator of all that exists. You will give us a system and custom. You will give us the structure, the convention, and the protocol. We adore you. We give you praises and thanks for the oceans and natural spirits who keep our universe fit for life. As we know it, we give thanks for the genes and guidance of the ancestors who allow us to make the cycle of life and to complete our mission. We give praise and thanks to Yahweh. Oya is the oceans that governs and take care of all the ancestors, especially when you die in transformation. Oya is the spirit of transformation in your life. When you're making a different move in your life, transforming from one to the next. And if you know Oya, you could call up Oya to make sure that the transformation and making it go right, right? So Oya is a very important spiritual ocean energy that works with us, right? She is the owner of the marketplace. When you go, you're doing business in the market and you're selling goods and things, if you know Oya, you call on Oya, you put to Oya that my goods and them will sell and all this thing. Oya o, bolo de ayagba malo me. Oya o, de ayagba malo me. Oya o, de aribu. Oya o, de sokolo. Oya o, de aribu. Oya o, de sokolo. Oya o. Of the ancestral realm, the computer of things, the one who allows things to be born. We salute you, Mama. We honor you, Holy Spirit, the earth of sustaining us in life and providing that final resting place as we transit. Ile Holy, Ile, we commit our body, our brother to you this time. We energize the earth once more to this end as we give praises and respect to all the spiritual energies that dwell in Ili and await our brother as we are about to enter. So we call on Mama Oya, who is the spirit of transformation, who will be in charge of our brother to make that transformation from the earth here to the heavenly realm. Right? And that's how important that particular Orisha we talk about Oya. That is, right? So Moluke. I think I'll come for Oro is a spirit that an ancestor, the first ancestor that come on the face of the earth, we call him Oro, firstborn, right? He was the one that Ellen married, we know here. He was here with us. It's an important Orisha and really an ancestor. There's a difference between the ancestors and the Orisha. We as human beings, when we die, I think we go into the ancestors as human beings. But the Creator created some energy, what we call the Orishas, right? Which is much more powerful than the ancestors in that way. So we talk about Ogun and Shango, them is Orisha. Them is powerhouse, right? Them is strong spirit. Wind, fire, earth, all these things. Oya is wind. Oya also is hurricane and tornado, right? That kind of force to see coming like Oya, right? So that power that it has, you know, you share that. What Oya tells us when she manifests among our tradition, you share what impact you share. I was particularly present at the time Oya manifests and tells us, I would like you all to wear all the African clothes every day. Yeah. In case, like a tornado coming or hurricane coming, we could recognize our people in mix. So if a tree comes and pick up everybody here, she will see your own people. To protect you, right? So these very clothes we see in here is a protection for us too, because our ancestors and the Orishas could recognize you when you are around other people, right? So we protect our life in this area. Oya tell us that on the scripture, because the Orishas is when the Orishas manifest in us, when we're doing our ritual and things, and we sing and dancing, Shango will come in you and bring prayers and bring messages and people and tell you how to live. That's very important listening to us, and we don't know much of it, so we lack a lot of stuff, right? So Oya is that kind of person. Spirit, so we pay a lot of attention to Oya, who is in charge of the ancestors and we are about to visit very well. Right? Hashem. So let me sing another ancestor song to go in.
Wole gum gum wole wa. Wole gum gum wole wa. Wole gum gum wole wa.
Means come. Wole, calling your ancestors to come and assist us here. So whenever we sing it in Gungu, we can ancestors, come ancestors, come ancestors, come and join us, you know, because we are about to take over there. So ole Gungu, ole wa, ole Gungu, ole wa, ole wa, ole wa. Who want to come to take a look at the Baba? Better here now on the coffin. You all will come, you know, line up and sing one by one and come up and pick on the last look at it because you're going to put him on the list. Come on, Tala, get it. Oh, get it, oh, Risha. Come on, Tala, want to say thank you all to everybody. So you come and talk about your father because glad to see you yesterday. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we want everybody to pay attention now. Oh,
Thanks for everybody coming out this morning. Although, as I said, we might not have had the greatest relationship as father and son, but it had a lot of things growing up, acknowledgement from other people. It's like fruit don't really fall far from the tree in terms of the mannerisms, the knowledge, history especially, because he loved history, so did I, because one of the first things I knew when I started secondary school, because I tried to go to QRC, but unfortunately I didn't get through. But the segment I did go in secondary, right? So while acknowledging that when I started school, before I even knew what subjects I wanted to do, I mean for sure history would be one of these subjects. History had to be the first choice. That was my first choice as a subject going to school. And strange enough, we see it now where Africa going through a metamorphosis, a change now because of a lot of young leaders coming forward. And I know if here I had discussions on that, it would have been interesting to hear his perspective, because I was like, hey, Africa finally awakened. Because for the old order, how it was, colonialism, imperialism, and what they're going through now, it's something for people who is history buffs, they acknowledge that, hey, and also too, the fact that many should come from all over to listen to him speak, because I even got a voice note probably a week ago, and I was like, boy, voice note, and saying I didn't even know how to hear this man talk. I said, well, yeah, that kind of is him, and people was like, yo, you the same thing, because you just too much information on your head, and it's just relayed out to everybody as is. How you take it, or you receive it, is up to you. But, so that's something that inheritance from him for sure, because my mother always knowledge, and then, well, as his father said, he grew up in Christianity, he was born into Christianity as a faith. He went into Islam because I realized who he was trying to find his place. And over the years, I got to realize, when my auntie used to send me pictures with him for emancipation, in full regalia, I used to be like, yeah, he looking like he find where he about, you know, find that solace in terms of that calling and so, what is your faith? Going back to your ancestors, and maybe as I say, if the youth now refer to the youth who do any negative things out here, if they refer to their ancestry and their ancestors, you wouldn't go down the path they're going.
In this coming time, you must try to call them like your family.
Right, so you see here, Augustus, Doris, Gladys, Godfrey, Lucius, Adonis, Muriel, Carlton, Elaine, Thelma, Mervyn, Hector, John, Burnley, Gwendolyn, Lenore, Imelda, Aldrich, Archer, Edna, Rowley, Mark, Rhoda, and Bawa Edith.
All those families that you cannot remember, names that you cannot remember, you could say that to all your families.
But to all the families who I never met, and I didn't know, I shared them as well.
All of the future.
So yes. So you finished now?
Yeah, so basically, and well, strange enough, I remember years ago, because I'm in history, I remember 1998, I went down to Point Command, and one of my good partners, who knew him growing up as well, went to watch World Cup. Cameroon was playing Austria that day, so I didn't have an idea I was going to meet him. So everybody in the area, because you know World Cup fever, back in Cameroon score first, the whole village going up. Australia come and equalize, everybody sour. When the game finished now, see somebody traipsing coming up the road. I say, sir, started talk. He say, how you going up? I say, well, I cool, whatever. As I say to next day with him, he always was into, well, I can't say 6-pack, stomach, 8-pack and more, because it's just hard. More how I try to get to that level in terms of physical fitness, carting, train and work and everything. So, you know, let me just leave it as that. And he was always like, fitness, it's your education and started the way eating, diet and all that kind of stuff. He was always into that. So that's one thing I remember him for to us, as I say. And get all that conversation with anybody on any phase, anyway. It didn't matter who the person was, how big or how small he was in society. And I tend to take that approach in terms of humility, always respecting everybody for what purpose they have out here. Nobody is better than anybody else. We fight to try to make it. And always remember your ancestors, where they came from. And if you go back to that foundation, you should be okay.
Yes, so this, you come to the end of this part of the ritual, you know. So all of you who intended to go to the cemetery, then we have another part of the also. So right now we come to the other side. And then we come up to the because this thing is only like this. Sometimes you hold it, when you come over here, when you pass with the night and still carry on. So it's a celebration, right? Because in Africa, when you see people here, right, that big, the whole village, the whole community come here, day and night. They just go about, like if somebody don't go, and when they hear like the fact they don't go, so they are ready in celebration. So we intend to celebrate it. And you see that? Yes, last night we celebrated. A whole gang of them who go in Tomati, we come in parties and Kadian Tokapa, we come here and drum and dance and eat and things. That was last night. And last week, the same thing happened when he was about to go. He organized the committee there and they went there and had a party. He had the whole party before he had to go. So we said to continue that. Yeah, so this
Ancestral.
Echo,
When you were in show room, lucky see a guy who able to have that right passage to get into the heaven. They sure that if you're in the portal, you know spirit is stick around you. And we don't do it. We want you to open up that gateway, you have to be able to travel to Oru. You know that he wanted to go now, and he's his likeness. So we have to Baba. So be happy with him. Omi tutu. Una tutu. Tutu engumi ati ami o. Tutu engumi ati o. Basket on the fire still skills. If I know engumi what you want that for engumi, then engumi was coming from the basket on the fire is very black. If I know what you want that for, I know what's coming from. Where we see the LA, they don't say you will just say that you should go on a you will just say that it's a quality offer. You should offer to engumi to work together. But engumi offers sacrifice that you will be able to receive the fruit of no sacrifice. anyone wishes to do anything like this, would come to him to do. But then Gungun took all the money and he and old, and he wanna buy clothes. Well, man, then Gungun said, man, you want me to buy clothes? So they are fun. Gungun said, no, like, all the Gungun can all do is, if I was not the first born of my father, if anyone wishes to do anything like that and did not come to me, they should not do. If you have a child, you should make no first. A matter of fact, everyone should make no. Right? Because the basket come by the fire of two faith. If I know saying Gungun, what do you want to say Gungun? Then the Gungun come. The basket come by the fire of the that. If I know what you want to say, oh, then we will come. That is why not long, not far away, you'll find us in abundance of blessing. Abundance of blessing is what we will church today. Because the deity of anything. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru kiki. Araru kiki mojuba. Araru that power. He had the power to make him go, to stop him from going to the heaven. Give that instruction so that he will not stop the bread, not stop our
Sliding it down.
Hold a little bit, hold a little bit. Watch it.
Very good. What you pay? We give praise and thanks. We give praise and thanks. The Spirit of come and show your manifestation. That is all over.
Covering up now.
Are they not ready yet? You too early with this thing? What are they waiting that for up there?
Just hold it there. Hold it up and I'll pay you back.
Okay.
When you break down, you got it.
Yeah, they continue singing and
Light up together. What do you like? What do you like?
Fire, fire, fire.
Now go ahead and do it.
You got the lighter?
Let's get back.
Take the ladder.
Take the ladder. So you can come closer there and do something in there for the words and the
Elle est doumarée, elle est là, à la fin. And I learned to go to the Caribbean. Yeah, Pacey or Batala of Trinidad and Tobago, come before you all. If I to me say, who you know as Christopher, you know as Musa, to us, he was, and to me, he is a word warrior. A warrior in every form. If I to me say, and I share the same name. If I to me say, means Ifa is doing this work. Ifa is taking care of us. Ifa is making things happen. And Ifa made things happen in his life in a particular way. Listening to all who spoke about him publicly, those who spoke in their little pockets have been listening. And Ifa to me say did his part well, he fulfilled his destiny. And as Baba said, he went to Orun safely. He went at his appointed time. So we give thanks for that. The substances that we share represent that blessing. The cool water to freshen his pathway. The cool water you would have used to cleanse his ori, to cool his ori. The palm oil that he would have used sparingly because he's an Obatala devotee. Obatala, the divinity of intelligence, the divinity of leadership, the divinity of fatherhood, the divinity of high intellect and morality, and he would insist on doing things the right way. That energy of Olodumare was the energy that walked with Ifa Tumishi, that lifted him up, guided him through this earthly sojourn. The clear alcohol that we would use in moderation. Obatala is never to get intoxicated. Any of you could remember a time when Ifa Tumishi was drunk falling down on the road somewhere? Yeah, Ifa Tumishi would not have used alcohol to the point of intoxication. It represents also refinement and wealth. We pray that Ifa Tumishi will enjoy the wealth of good character in Orun, that his siblings, his children, his offspring will continue to receive the blessings that he would have generated with the ashe that he received. All those who he would have taught, all those that he would have helped, may they continue to call his name so that he may never die. May he never die. May he never die. May he continue to grow and grow well in our hearts. But every time we remember him and we call his name and we pour libation and we honor him as one of our ancestors, may he receive of that ashe in Orun. We give praise and thanks. And just as the peace are seeds, we pray that his continued ashe continues to grow. We remember the earth upon which we stand, the earth that would have supported him all during his sojourn here when he was alive, that has opened up to receive him. The earth knows all his secrets, and the earth will keep those that need to be kept. And what we need to know of him, we will certainly remember of him. Boboire, boboire, boboire. Obatala, re, re. Bobo aina re Obatala re
mean you was our Batala child?
Yeah.
Right, so that was Obatala Ogere!
Ogere Orisha.
Obatala Ogere!
Ogere Orisha.
Ogere, Ogere, Baba!
Ogere Orisha.
Ogere, Ogere!
Ogere Orisha.
Obatala
Ogere Orisha.
One leg cannot walk fast, neither one hand. One bottom cannot stand for. See, I know that. Talking about the ancestors. They say, who are those before one? Right? See the ancestors and then the moves on our shoulder, the shells and then moves on our shoulder. When an apande, the swallow bird limitless. It did not touch the sky or the earth. Looking at heaven, you know, Maria and human being down on the foot. A tangere designed for the solar when he was a little child. Tangere designed for the solar when he was a little child. This little child who know how to go and pour libation and do rituals for his father who passed away. But poor thing, he didn't know nothing about what to do. Right? Because he was a little child when his father died. His father never was able to teach him the tradition. Right? And what this verse is talking about is like, we who here in the diaspora, we don't know much about how to really practice our African tradition because we didn't born in the country. Right? We don't even go to the Ifa festival. Ifa festival is a big festival in Africa. We all them Yoruba people go to. Whether it's Baptist, whether it's Muslim, whether it's anything. But that festival that we keep for Ifa, all Nigerians head towards they pay to celebrate. They come down in drove. That was long time carnival, when July morning, or we should full for the Spain. That's what happened in Ileife when they had it. And Atangere wasn't there, he was a little boy that time. Right? Father died, never teach him to know what to do, what to do. So we had a problem. The same problem that we have here now. Because we don't know, right, what to offer food. If it's Momitutu, water, Epapupa, palm oil, or Oti, right, and it's dry food. So we have to learn as we go along. We do not know if it's Momitutu to offer food. Heavenly Spirit descend. Heavenly Spirit descend. We did not know if it's palm oil to offer food. Heavenly Spirit descend. Heavenly Spirit descend. We did not know if it's dry food. Should offer food. Heavenly Spirit descend. Heavenly Spirit
You're praying and you're offering it.
Thank you. We did not know if it's a dry food that we should really offer first. When the Spirit descend and make this offering. So we all come now and prepare dry food. Everybody shout. Yeah, so come and put it around the grave. But that bowl is empty?
No, that's mine. Nobody else.
Right. Go ahead.
Come on.
Olódùmarè ni ó pèsè fún mi òre. Olódùmarè ni ó pèsè. Oya guare o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o, oya o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o, oya o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o. Oya guare o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o, oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o. Oya guare o, eguna mi re. Oya guare o, oya guare o, oya guare o, Come and spread out around. Right around. Everybody. Concern. Baba, come closer. You have something here to do. You don't want nobody on your outside. Who come to this funeral, come by the closer. Don't be afraid. Just have nothing to be fear. Afraid about. Right? You're going to do something that is important for Baba to make sure it all go well with you. Right? It's that simple. Yes, Mama. Come to me. Yes, Baba. Welcome. So we give praise and thanks. We give praise and thanks. We give praise and thanks for your wishes. We give praise and thanks for the ancestors especially. And we pray that they will really come to receive our brother. We know that they will receive our brother. Because what we have been here for him, we guarantee them that he will come and take it. We know that he's not going to stray and walk around the place. So when he sees spirit moving around, he does encourage people to go and let know. Because they ain't feeling happy and he's miserable and they want everybody to be miserable. And this brother, we know that he is not in that state. And what we did here today, we know that he will take him to the heaven. So we're going to say thanks for that. So we're going to put our hands together, right? Free up our hands, because we're going to say thanks in a nice way. Come in here, you say, Baba, don't stick behind. Get a space and push your head forward. Move the cup, put it on the ground or something. You want your hand to be free. Right? You want your hand to be free. Right? Baba, you have 2 cups in your hand. You sit down somewhere just for a second. Right? Right? You sit down for a second. Right? Get your free up your hand. Free up your hand. This is a ritual that we always support to be there and everything is well. So we're going to be going in at time, right? So we have other man time, so put your hands together. Toe! 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 Say it is done. 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 Ashe. 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 So we can greet one another and say, oh, all the best, all the best. All the best.